Hello everyone, thank you for tuning in again to another episode of CivilianTacticalWeapons.com. Today we're actually doing a real interesting episode on the American-made Steyr AUG versus, well, technically the American-made MSAR version of the Steyr AUG. This one here is actually made by Steyr. I've done some quick range shoots of these guns already, but I want to go ahead and post up the studio versions first so you can get a better look at these guns and we can talk about them versus trying to hear all the muffled sound through the gun range. So, a couple of things to note: there has been some changes to it, and this is kind of something that you need to make a decision on if you're looking between these two guns. The MSAR one stays true to pretty much the 1980s style design Steyr AUG. Slight upgrades, slight modifications, but all in all, pretty much a very straight down the line Steyr AUG that everyone knows and is used to looking at. In fact, we even found a lot of parts that were interchangeable on these guns. This one here is actually an American-made Steyr AUG by Steyr, actually being produced here in the United States by Steyr Arms. This is actually an AUG A3, correct? And you notice a few things are a little bit different. And I actually like the cosmetic look of the new Steyr. I do like the way this rail system on top sits nice and flush. As you can see on the MSARs compared, there actually is a difference to how that looks. I like how the rail system extends all the way to all the way further ahead of the barrel. If you look at everything else, the gas systems, all the other stuff, pretty much the same. The mechanics of the 4 pistol grips are identical. And so that kind of comes down to the next question. What was really different between the MSAR version and the Steyr version? Well, mine has a forward assist, which actually on the newer MSARs don't have anyways, so that's not really even a factor that we really want to discuss. Magazine releases, everything else is pretty much identical. The slide, to go ahead and drop your bolt, it's the same. I mean, everything else you're going to see. I've got a slightly different button here. It's inset a little different. But when we're talking about the operations, the safeties operate identical. Everything else is pretty much the same. Keep in mind, this does not use AR mags, so we are using Steyr mags. As far as using something that's unique, it's just you can't. This is not like the TPD version, which you could use AR mags, which was a great feature. However, if the gun doesn't shoot straight, or it actually doesn't operate reliably, that doesn't do you much anyways. But the Steyr, we took it down for a range shoot, shot flawlessly. We actually did some rapid fire shooting through this gun, no problems. We actually fired even reload ammo through this, no problems. So I mean, this is a very accurate gun. I've seen them at the gun shows for $2,100 to $2,300. The base model MSARs, which look very similar to this, having the flat top receiver and everything, are running about $1,800. So you are looking about a $400 to $500 premium going with the Steyr over the MSAR. So that being said, which one would I choose? It really depends on what I'm using the guns for. The trigger system on the MSAR, when you actually do it shooting downrange, I really feel is a superior trigger system. It shoots a lot smoother. As far as the end result accuracy ends up being the same, but the comfort level of shooting this trigger, finding your dead zone in it, it's a lot easier to find on the MSAR. It's a bit more difficult on the Steyr, so I tend to actually prefer shooting the MSAR from the trigger system standpoint. As a collector, now keep in mind, if you're a person who's going to shoot a gun once a year and have it sit on a shelf or in a gun safe for the rest of the time, I actually would tell you to go buy the Steyr. This one definitely will have a higher resale value if we look at 10, 15 years down the line. Let's pretend Obama got his way and started banning stuff. This will be worth probably more than the MSAR. So that is a factor to keep in mind when you're deciding on this. But I mean, if you're looking at you want a gun to take out to the range, do some carbine courses, do some quick shooting and stuff, I actually would save the money, go with the MSAR, and you know, with how much ammo's costing, you know, what's that gonna get you these days? 500 rounds anyways, if you can find it. So really, that being said, an excellent gun. I really like it. I like the design. However, there are third-party trigger systems you can put into the Steyr to solve that problem. Some people refer them as a tamer system. What happens is that will actually get a lot of my complaints about the trigger system out of it. So if this is something that you are interested in and you have not bought one of these guns yet, collector, go with a Steyr. If you want to do a lot of shooting and you want to do a lot of shooting, some range time or whatever, get the MSAR. They are both very accurate, very reliable. You'll see in the range shoots, there is no differences between the accuracy of these two guns. So at least at all the tests we did out to 50 yards. I wasn't able to do anything further out in this time of year with all the rain, so we really were looking for accuracy and reliability. So that being said, if you have any questions, please email me at info@civiliantacticalweapons.com, and I hope to see you in a future episode.